Hey, it's Pete here, and welcome back for another Seeing Through the Cards. Now, today I wanted to talk about counting. This is so important to get it right. And I want to go through how I approach counting out hands, and using this in combined with all the other skills we learned, we can actually picture the whole hands really, really well. But before we get started, the first thing I want to mention is the amount of times I hear, my memory's too bad, I can't do that. Your memory is bad. Like, don't get me wrong. Don't rely on it. Lots of counting is about doing counting at the start. This is the most important thing. When you can see everything, this is when you should be doing the most counting and working out what you actually need to know. So I want to go through my steps of how we actually do it, and then we'll do some examples here. So the first thing that I like to do is notice my hand shape and dummy's hand shape. One thing you'll notice when I'm playing my tournaments is I always describe my hand. Oh, I have a 4-3-3-3, or I have a 5-3-3-2. I say what my hand shape is, and I try and actually say it in order of spades, hearts, diamonds, clubs. This is really useful for when you play a hand and you've actually forgotten things. You can go, oh wait, I've mentally told myself what I've got. So build a habit of saying what your hand shape is. And when you actually see the dummy, you want to stop and actually say what the dummy's hand shape is as well. And this is really useful for just working out how many cards the other two hands actually have. And then before I touch a suit, I'll just go through in my head and go, okay, I've got 5, dummy's got 3. That's 8. The opponents have 5. Okay, and I'll do this for every suit. As soon as I'll either do it at the start of the hand or when I start attacking a suit. Either works fine, so it's up to you whichever one you actually prefer. But importantly, when you're counting, it's really useful to count down. Now, what I mean by this is very often when people start playing bridge, the way they count trumps, for instance, is they'll play a round of trumps and go, everyone follow, that's 4. And then they'll trump in somewhere and go, oh, we're up to 5. And then they'll do something else, and they're trying to get up to 13. What I like to do is count how many I have, how many dummy has, and then take that away from 13. And now all I'm trying to count is how many the other hands actually have. And that number approaches 0. So as you progress through a hand, those numbers actually get smaller and easier to deal with. And you don't have to remember lots of different tricks. That number gets smaller and you're like, we're down to 3, we're down to 1, there's no more left. So what I like to do is count down. And I think this is really important to work out ways to simplify the counting process that you do. When you can see all those cards at the start, why are you counting them time and time again and trying to remember how many of those have already gone? We can just discount those straight away. And this really simplifies your process. Something else I like to do as well is mention just what potential breaks there might be. So for instance, if I've got an 8-card fit and the opponents have 5, I'll then go, well, it could be 3-2, it could be 4-1, it could be 5-0. And these become habitual after you start thinking about them a fair bit. So I see how many I have, I see how many dummy has, take that away from 13, that's how many the other two hands have. And then I think, how could those suits actually break? The next thing that I like to do is, as you're playing a hand, at some point someone will show out in a suit and make a discard. It's often too difficult to try and remember every single discard someone made. So what I like to do is think, this is the suit I'm going to be playing on. That suits the suit that I'm going to be playing on next. So I care about that second suit, and I keep a keen eye out for the next suit that's I'm going to be playing to work out which of those get discarded, because that's a very common way that you mess up your counting, is that you miss those discards. So I always have an idea of, this is what I'm doing now, this is the suit that I'm doing next. I care a lot about those discards, and I let the others sort of wash over me. I try and take notice of them, but I don't think they're as vital. So when you're playing, think about your current suit that you're playing. Also have in mind, what's the suit you're going to be doing next. Now, the most critical thing when you're doing counting is have a habit that when someone shows out, you stop and you work out how many the other player has. How many did they actually start with? It's important to be considering that. So here, you play. When someone shows out, stop playing, work out how many the other person has. Now, some people like to work out how many the other person has left. I really like to go, okay, what was their starting hand shape? I really like to bring everything back to the starting hand shape, because that way I can think in terms of what 13 cards did they have, and then I go and think, okay, what do they have at this current stage? Now, some people prefer not to do that, and if you prefer a different way, that's fine. But for me, I always go, this is how many they had at the start, this was the break, and I start piecing the picture there together. All right, so here, let's do some practice here. Here I've got 9 points, so I'll just be passing. A club, a diamond, a heart. Yeah, well, let's go ahead. We'll be the spade. We'll round out all the suits here. 2 clubs, sure. And where do we get to? All right, so here during the bidding, what I like to usually do, and there's something that you can do while you're playing, is just go, I've got a 5, 4, 2, 2 shape. I think it's important to just do this, and then when dummy comes down, you want to do the same. And if you're playing against robots, it's very easy to miss this, but they've already played a card. So here I would say they've got 2 spades, 4 hearts, 4 diamonds, and 3 clubs. So very easy to miss this at the start when this card comes out. So make sure you keep an eye out for that. So the next thing I'd do is, well, how many cards do everyone have? Well, I've got 5, dummy has 2, so that's 7. There are 6 missing. So that could be 3, 3. It could be 4, 2. It could be 5, 1. And then I'd pop open the bidding and go, well, that's not 5, 1. Western, they opened a club. This 2 spade bid didn't show anything there. So it looks like it's maybe 3, 3. Could be 4, 2, but my partner hasn't supported me. And then I've got some counter evidence that they've led the 2, so that's can't be top of the doubleton. So see how you're weaving these into what's that lead and all those other things. But counting becomes absolutely critical. And if you think about the different breaks that it can be, you can really piece this together. So anyway, what it looks like is it looks like spades might be 3, 3. I really don't imagine my partner's got 4 spades because I'm sure they would have supported here. So like that I'm a passed hand, so they can do that anyway. But 3, 3 seems reasonably likely. I can rule out 5, 1. I can rule out my partner having 2 because of the lead. And I just don't think my partner's got 4. Okay, so as we go, what we want to do is, okay, well, there was 3 clubs, I had 2, so that's 8 clubs missing. So that could be 5, 3, that could be 6, 2, could be 7, 1. Here they bid 1 club, it could be 4, 4, 1 club, and then they bid 2 spades. It looks like they've got 5 clubs there. Okay, so we're thinking 5, 3 here. And then partner's gone back to spades. Now we know that it's not 5, 1 or 4, 2. So 3, 3 is looking more and more likely. And we went on and we're still thinking partner's got another club. But here, going back to one of the previous ones was thinking about Declarer's line of play. So here Declarer stopped drawing clubs. I thought my partner had another club. Why didn't they keep playing clubs? There's a good club there. There's no real obvious reason why they would be stopping to draw trumps to be playing diamonds here if they weren't finished. So here, I haven't got the full information, but to me, it looks like clubs might actually be 6, 2 because of Declarer's line of play. Anyway, let's go into hearts. We had 8 hearts, the opponents had 5, and here a heart 1. This is kind of unusual. So hearts could be 4, 1, they could be 3, 2, but let's continue. And here, now we have another guess. And if we go back to Declarer's line of play, what's going on here? Who's got the 3rd heart? So here, I really think that my partner has the 3rd heart, And the reason for this is the missing heart is the king. We've seen the ace and the jack and not the king. So at this stage, one person had a heart left. Why would West duck a heart with ace king third? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So here, I think I've got inferential count that West has 6 clubs, because why didn't they keep drawing clubs? We've now seen the final spades. Spades are definitively 3-3. So we think West has 6 clubs. We think that they've got 3 spades. We think that they had 2 hearts because there's a missing king there. So that would give them just 1 more diamond here. So this is how I like approaching hands and doing it. And it's all practice. Just keep practicing it and you'll get it here. Now, you haven't seen, we haven't seen everyone show out. When we do, you stop and just know for certain and you go, this is definitive, but you can use some inferential count here. And here's the whole hand. So how about we do another example? Okay, so here we are a 3-3-2-5, so I'll just pass. Diamond, a spade, and no trump, 2 clubs. 2 clubs is new minor forcing. And West showed 3 card spades support, and he said, yep, I got 5 spades. Okay, great. So me to lead, and pretty awkward one to lead from. Don't really want to lead a Dalton King. Not a huge fan of leading my 5 card club suit. So I'll try a heart. A spade could have been fine as well. Okay, so again, I was a 3-3-2-5. And as I mentioned, it's very easy to see them play and get really ahead. But we played a heart, so West actually had a heart here as well. So don't forget this when you're actually playing. So 3-3-5-2. So for hearts, we've got 6. The opponents have 7. These could be 4-3, 5-2, those kinds of things. Spades, we've got 6. They've got 7. East has shown 5 spades and probably only has 5. So I'm pretty sure spades are 5 and 2 with my partner. Clubs, I can see 7 of them, 5 in my hand, 2 there. So clubs, the 6 missing. This could be 3-3, could be 4-2. And diamonds, we've got 7, 3-3, 4-2, etc. as well. But let's go ahead and keep going. So club will win here. And it's not clear who's got more clubs. So I could play another club and try and give my partner a ruff. That seems a plausible thing to do. Diamonds don't seem great. Hearts is just passive. I actually don't mind a heart play here or a club play. So we'll just go ahead and play a heart. And they win. Okay, so here from the play, partner should have put up the 10 if they had it. So we know East has the 10. We also know East has the king. So East has at least 3 hearts to start with. They could have more. So we haven't actually seen the king or 10, sorry. So they've actually still got 2 more. So they've got at least 4 hearts. So my partner might have 1 more. So remembering there's 7 spades out there, spade to the 10, and a spade back. Okay, so now we know for certain spades are 5 and 2. And here they're drawing the last one, and we see our partner show out. Now, if I had an idea of which suit I was going to play next, if I wanted to, I would go, ooh, that was a diamond. We need to keep an eye on that. I don't think counting diamonds is going to be that relevant. But we know East had 5 spades. And now we've seen them show out in hearts. So this is really important. And if we go back to the start, you might have forgotten, but we had a 3-3-2-5. So we've got 3 hearts. And our partner's just shown out right now. So we can go, oh, there was 3 there. I had 3. So that was 6. So there was 7 missing. Partner has 1 fewer than us because we've still got 1. So they have 2. So East has 5. So now we know East had a 5 spades, 5 hearts. We've seen them show up with 2 clubs. They could have 1 more club, which would give them a void diamond, but they probably would have taken their ace of diamonds then and there. So I think that they've got a 5-5-1-2 shape. And we'll just play out the rest of the hand. I don't think we're going to get any tricks. So there's a diamond, and here, yep, they showed out. So no more there, and we can go from there. So this is how I like to try and count hands, and it's all about practice. You can do this on lots of hands. It's really useful on defense. It's very useful when declaring. You want to be making sure you can do that a lot. One other thing that can really help you improve your counting skills is practicing it and making it pattern recognition. And there's a way that we can actually do this, and I'll show you something called the counting game. So for the counting game, you can go to bridgevid.com, and down here is the counting game. Someone recreated the BBO counting game, and it's now free to use on bridgevid.com. So you can go there, and then when you click on the counting game, you get brought here. And largely what you want to do is come down and where it says 10 problems, you can click that. You can just do a new problem if you want, but basically you want to try and do it as quickly as possible. It'll give you 3 numbers, and you just need to guess the 4th number that makes it up to 13. So here we'll just do 10 problems so you can see how it actually works. So here 4, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5, 3, 4, 3, 2, 4. And this is just patterns. 1, 2. And you just get used to this. And if you do this a lot, then you'll get quicker and quicker, and you're not actually counting to 13, but there's just patterns that you actually see. And once you do this, it makes it easier for you to actually count out these hands. And it'll give you a speed, and it'll give you a total. The quicker you do it, the better you are. So I recommend doing this and just practicing your counting. Make this part of your game. And with this, hopefully you can start seeing through the cards. Bye for now.